couple weeks ago, I found a nice little treasure in the barn. Somebody just put in a trash can in there because I guess it was missing part of it. And I said to myself, well, I got half the ingredients to shoot this thing. All I need is a bow. Well, I just went down to the barn again, and I found this old compound bow that we had when we were kids. We didn't really shoot it much, but like last year, I was like, I'm gonna get into archery. Archery is cool, and I don't want to get a gun. They are dangerous. I'm an absent-minded person. I might put it somewhere and then shoot myself. A little hard to kill yourself with a bow and arrow. Anyway, normally I would try to get good so I could show off my skills, but this is an experiment. Let's see if my Comanche ancestry kicks in. They're probably in there. I mean, I haven't checked the genealogies, but I'm a Comanche, baby. Not really, but I read a book 2 years ago called 1 year ago, 2 years ago. It was called Empire of the Summer Moon, and it was the archer. It was about the Comanches, and there's an interview with the author on Joe Rogan, and they were like the best archers in the world, and their battle tactics with archery was really fascinating. Archery from horseback is very hard, from what I've heard. Never tried it, but I'm gonna shoot this thing. Distance or accuracy? Do I want to go for a target or just... I'm gonna go for a target, but... As you can see, I am not an archer. So, but I am going to become one. And I'm making this video to record the beginning of this journey. Alright. That's the first time I've tried pulling back the compound. Let's see if I can aim for something. Can you see it? No, wrong one. That one. I only got one arrow, man. Otherwise, I'd just be shooting this off and seeing what happens, right? Okay. And I don't have a videographer with me to, like, put this, be able to get the cinematography necessary. All right. So, I don't know if you can see it. It doesn't matter. I painted an eye on a tree and I was going to try to shoot it, but... Alright. I was just pretending. Just so, like, when you saw how cool I am and good at this, I was just, like, pretending to fumble. Classic trick, outwit your enemies to lowering their standards. Did all the time in wrestling. I was terrible at it. I just let people think I was playing mind games. Well, I shot it into brush, and I think this bow is faulty. I mean, I saw where I wanted it to go, and I pulled the string, and it went to a different place. So, you got to be real careful with these bows. Carbon fiber, aluminum, elk tendon. Joe Rogan taught me how to make elk tendon bows. And that was really underwhelming. You know, I was thinking about this video I was watching by Alan Watts, where he was talking about like sort of the Japanese sort of art of just gracefulness and letting go and going with the flow, and how archery was like one of those things. And he was showing how, you know, you just shoot it off and it would land in the field. You wouldn't need to aim it at anything. And Alan Watts, all this time I thought you were enlightened, and it turns out you're just trying to look cool because you have a bow and arrow and I don't. Thing is, I do and you don't. You know why? Because like you're dead or reincarnated, and so on the topic of bow and arrows, did I mention shooting down in the valley and blowing stuff up last year or year before last, right when all the riots and stuff happened and there was fear of like extremism and militias forming and stuff? These new neighbors who had just moved in, I never met them, didn't know anything about them. Turns out their name were the Trumps, kind of appropriate. And I walked down, I heard all these explosions, and I was like, I have to check this out. I got to know what's going on. So they're just down there shooting every manner of gun imaginable, and I was like, "Hey, can I shoot?" And they were like, "Sure, go ahead." So I got to try all their guns, and the first one I did, I don't know what it was called. It's a sniper rifle, assault rifle. I know assault rifle doesn't have a technical definition, but when I fired it, it was, you know, it was clearly for sniping on some level. And I was like trying to get the aim perfect and trying to be real careful. I was expecting all this kickback. Nah, man, it was just so smooth. I just pulled the trigger on, bam, and then I got to shoot their other stuff. And they had like this revolver that was like this long. That was the most fun. And having not shot guns since I was a kid, I didn't really think much of them. Because I think archery is much more graceful, and you know, it takes I don't know. I don't want to say there's more to it, but it's a little bit. It's not a machine. It's well, technically it fits the definition of a machine. It's got gears and stuff. But anyway, it's a little bit more connected to intuition and grace and stuff, and a little bit more graceful. But shooting a gun, it's like, man, you feel powerful. You're like, bam, I just unleashed this explosion that caused destruction 300 yards away, even if it was just a little hole. That could have killed somebody. I mean, just that knowledge of the power in your hand, I was really surprised because I'm not like a power-driven type of person. But feeling power can still feel good, even if you're not driven by it. Especially if you're not driven by it, because sometimes if you're not driven by it, you don't really succeed in finding those opportunities. So when you find it, it's pretty cool. Anyway, because before that, my last experience with guns was I had I lived with these two brothers, and they were really into guns, like way over the top, and they were just not right in the head people. Toxic, nasty, just really nice. It's like hyper conservative, military, you know, that sort of thing. Anyway, it occurred to me while living with them that wow, why are Americans so obsessed with guns? Safety wise, there are ways to keep it safe, but statistically more people get killed in gun accidents at the home than you know than gun to save lives. So I was like, this, it doesn't really make sense. And unless you're living in a really dangerous area, don't get a gun. Because it's to me, it's almost like an insecurity thing. Not always. I mean, guns are cool, but like I had this idea that a lot of the people that are getting guns do it because they want to feel big and bad, not because they really need it. And I mean, that's not always bad, but it's still kind of, to me, it's kind of immature. But now I'm like, guns are actually cool. Not that there aren't insecure people trying to prove how cool they are with their guns and how tough they are and how they can just kill anybody that threatens them. Oh, you want to threaten me? Sure, I got a gun. So yeah, those are my thoughts on archery and marksmanship, shall we say. I'm going to stick with this for now. It's inexpensive, not dangerous. At least to me. And I'm going to take this hiking, man. You know why? It'll make me look cool. All the girls will be like, whoa. What's that guy going to do with that bow? Shoot an arrow into my heart? Cause me to have a near-death experience, resuscitate me, and fall in love in the hospital? Or maybe the next moment, the next day, the next hour, the next year, the next life age of the universe not only could be very different than we think, it is guaranteed to be more different. So much more different than you think that you just gotta gotta plan. It's practical, but I'm learning to just not think about stuff that unless I actually can control them. So, and getting out in the woods and getting hobbies out here and playing guitar out here, shooting arrows out here. I live a very solitary life, unfortunately, and that has I have gotten used to it, just accepted I'm an introvert and I'm just taking time. That has to change. And I'm socialized now, but what I realize is that if I am going to spend time alone, I'm going to do it out here. So anyway, that is my evening Thursday, May. I always get March, April, and May mixed up, and I feel stupid because March and May, I every time I have to be like, wait, which one is it? So it's May. May is on before June 26th, and I don't really have anything more to say about that, since I am talking about just life and what I'm kind of doing to make my life better is so many different things, but art and new things and just being adventurous and just going out there and just stepping outside my comfort zone. The past few years, psychologically, emotionally, I did make efforts to step outside my comfort zone, but I just couldn't. I became an absolute recluse. And it really has taken a toll on me. but the past couple weeks I've been at peace. And something deep within me has changed, and it's not something I can talk about right now, but it is sort of not necessarily a grand culmination, but the final change within me and my sense of peace and security and confidence and stability is very different, and I'm not happy. I am at peace, and I'm trying to work out peace, happiness, joy, all these different words. I'm at a certain level of peace. I can accept that things are the way they are, and a lot of them I hate. But I don't go down that anxiety cycle where I start fearing, the future. Car problems last night didn't faze me. Anyway, maybe I'll talk about what I know about the Comanche warriors next time. It's a good idea. I don't always follow through, but why not? I met an archaeologist the other day. My brother's friend. He was over at our house, and I came in, and I forget his name, but he was like, "Hey, this is Joe, and you might like this. He's an archaeologist." Because he knew that I'd be excited because I'm into stuff like that. And I was, what? That's so cool! And I got so excited, and then I got excited hearing about discoveries he made about Paleo Indians in Big Bend National Park, Texas. And I was like, Big Bend, like that's his recent thing, and I was like, Big Bend, like that was like a really cool trip I took way back in 2013. That was my first adventure into the world of Jack Kerouac, I guess, the open road. I probably didn't do it as well as him, but no regrets, but so anyway, I guess on the topic, am I going to change topics now? What was I going to say? I got a conch shell down here for decoration, so I don't know. Why not? The that is the absolute highest pitch I can make. I think I've actually maxed out the physical capacity of my vocal cords. So, doing something right. And guess that concludes my day. Gotta go pick up an Afghani refugee and take him to work. Just moved into town. Perfect time. America has kind of gotten better over the years, and at this point, like, honestly, the Taliban has been slipping. I mean, so good thing you got out. It's really funny. He wants me to teach him guitar and start singing, and I told him I would, even though he barely speaks English. And I just thought, you know, I'm like his only friend, and so I'm like, hey, if I'm his only friend, that means he has to hang out with me, even if he doesn't like me. Bet he will. Because I taught him how to cook taquitos at 7-Eleven. He was just clueless at it, and I told him, man, all you gotta do is put them in the oven for 20 seconds longer and it'll come out right. Corporate makes up these bullshit rules. They just make up. You wanna make a hot dog? Just throw it in the oven for some arbitrary amount of time. I was gonna make this video just about the archery, but it's been so long since I've made videos. I need to just talk, and my mind's a lot more clear than it has been for years. So, you know, I want to just capture as much as I can. I'm in a in the re-entry stage or rebirth stage, and so the decisions you make after going through what I would call bardo or purging state, you could also call purgatory right here on Earth, and you end up, which involves like death on some level, not physical, but just the death of who you were. That happened end of last year, 2021. Well, first my world fell apart because I cracked my skull on a skateboarding accident, and my experience at the hospital felt like going to the waiting room of hell. That was last September. And then last Thanksgiving, I don't do Thanksgiving with the family anymore. I just stay away. I don't like people. I don't like crowds. And I was like, all right, I just got 25 tabs of acid for a good deal in the mail. This is gonna really take me to the next level. Instead, a level
level of absolute destruction and devastation that I never imagined. It wasn't even a bad trip, it was truth. And I was like, this is true, and I have to accept this, and holy shit, I have to cooperate with this. And so this year, 2022, I could really perceive, based on the patterns that I was seeing, that was when the rebirth stage would begin. And I thought it was going to happen right at the beginning of the year because I saw signs, but it is taking time, but it really started about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And so I'm very optimistic. And my music is going to really build bridges and be healing and help heal people and make friends and meet women, and just getting really obsessed with what I prioritize, not just kind of going half-ass. I'm either all in or all out. I'm bad at doing things moderately, so it's time. Hello world.